Welcome back to fakTOP. Today we are leaving the tourist trails behind. We are visiting 10 locations that look like they were ripped from an alien planet or a high-budget horror movie. We are counting down from the strange to the absolute nightmare fuel. This is a journey to the edges of our world, places that are either forbidden, disappearing, or trying their best to kill us. By the time we reach number 1, you will seriously question if we are still on Earth. Pay attention, because some of these places might not be here in 10 years.
Okay, let's go.
Number 10. Socotra Island, Yemen. Look closely at these trees. This isn't CGI, this isn't a scene from an Avatar sequel. This is the dragon's blood tree. It looks like a giant prehistoric mushroom, or perhaps a UFO that crashed and turned into wood. Socotra is so isolated in the Indian Ocean that nearly 30% of its plant life exists nowhere else on this planet. It is a biological time capsule. When you walk here, the silence is heavy. It feels like a botanical zoo curated by another civilization. Scientists are still baffled by how this ecosystem survived millions of years of isolation. It is hauntingly beautiful, but it feels wrong. Like a glitch in the simulation of our world. A place that shouldn't have survived the evolution of the rest of the planet. Number 9. The Svalbard Global Seed Vault, Norway. High above the Arctic Circle, buried deep inside a frozen mountain, lies a concrete wedge that looks like the entrance to a sci-fi bunker. This is the backup drive for humanity. Inside these frozen halls, millions of seeds from every corner of the Earth are stored at sub-zero temperatures. It is our ultimate insurance policy against the apocalypse. But here is the terrifying part. The vault is designed to last for thousands of years, silent and empty. There are no permanent staff. If those heavy reinforced doors are ever opened for a real emergency, it means the world as we know it has already ended. It is a monument to our fear of the future, a library for a world that no longer exists. Number 8. The Dead Sea, Israel and Jordan. You have seen the photos of people floating effortlessly in its salt-saturated waters. But the Dead Sea is living up to its name in a new, violent way. It is disappearing. As the water level drops at an alarming rate, it leaves behind a landscape of hidden landmines. Thousands of massive sinkholes are appearing without warning. The Earth simply opens up and swallows everything: roads, buildings, and unsuspecting tourists. The very water that kills all marine life is now reclaiming the land. It is a beautiful salt-crusted trap. A place where the ground beneath your feet can betray you in a heartbeat. Number 7. Pripyat, Ukraine. This is the gold standard of ghost towns, but look at it through a different lens. This isn't just a ruin, it is a frozen snapshot of a lost empire. Look at the Ferris wheel that never carried a single child. Look at the school books, still open on desks, covered in 40 years of radioactive dust. Pripyat is the ultimate reminder of how fragile our civilization truly is. It took decades of Soviet engineering to build this city of the future, and it took only one night of human error to lose it forever. Now nature is winning. Trees are growing through the floors of apartments. Wolves roam the playgrounds. It is a world without us. A quiet, radiating mirror showing us exactly what will happen to our cities when we are gone. And the silence here is the loudest thing you will ever hear. Number 6. Poveglia Island, Italy. They call it the Island of Ghosts, and for a very good reason. Located in the Venetian lagoon, this small patch of land has a dark, suffocating history. For centuries, it was used as a dumping ground for plague victims. When the Black Death swept through Europe, the sick were sent here to die and were burned in mass pits. Later, it became a brutal, insane asylum where a sadistic doctor allegedly performed lobotomies. Local legend says that the soil of Poveglia is 50% human ash. Even today, local fishermen refuse to cast their nets near its shores, fearing they will pull up charred bones. The romantic canals of Venice are just a few miles away, but here the ground itself feels heavy with the weight of hundreds of thousands of souls. It is a place where the past refuses to be buried. Number 5. Hashima Island, Japan. From the deck of a boat, it looks like a massive concrete battleship made of gray stone and broken glass, floating in the dark waters of the East China Sea. This was once the most densely populated square mile on the entire planet. Thousands of coal miners and their families lived in a concrete maze of high-rises. Then one day the coal ran out, and everyone left. Now Hashima is a rotting skeleton. The salty sea air is literally eating the concrete. Buildings are collapsing from the inside out, turning the island into a pile of rubble. It is a city that was buried alive by time. Walking through its narrow alleys feels like exploring the aftermath of an apocalypse that happened while everyone was sleeping. It is a grim reminder that even the strongest concrete eventually turns back into dust. Number 4. The Darvaza Gas Crater, Turkmenistan. In the vast, empty Karakum Desert, there is a wound in the earth that has been bleeding fire for over half a century. Known as the Gates of Hell, this crater wasn't created by a volcano or a meteor. It was a mistake. In 1971, Soviet geologists accidentally tapped into a massive cavern of natural gas. The ground collapsed, and fearing the spread of poisonous fumes, they lit it on fire. They thought it would burn out in a few days. That was over 50 years ago. Today, it is still roaring. Standing on the edge at night, feeling the searing heat hit your face, and watching the orange glow light up the desert sky, you realize you are looking at something primal. It is a fire that cannot be killed, a constant burning symbol that reminds us of our arrogance and the fact that right beneath our feet, the earth is hiding a literal living hell. You might think we have seen the most dangerous places on Earth. You might think it doesn't get more extreme than a burning crater or a plague island, but we are just getting started. The next 3 locations don't just look dangerous, they are designed to erase you from existence. This is where the real nightmare begins. Number 3. Ilha da Queimada Grande, Brazil. Welcome to the most lethal island in the world. The Brazilian government has strictly banned anyone from setting foot here. Why? Because on this small, rocky island, you are never more than 3 feet away from a painful, agonizing death. This is Snake Island. It is home to thousands of golden lancehead vipers. These snakes are so isolated and so hungry that their venom has evolved to be 5 times more potent than their mainland cousins. Their venom doesn't just stop your heart. It literally melts human flesh on contact. Imagine walking through thick brush and knowing that every branch, every rock, and every shadow hides a predator waiting to strike. One bite and there is no help coming. No hospital, no cure. Just a gruesome end on a forbidden shore. It is the only place on Earth where humans are not at the top of the food chain. Number 2. Surtsey Island, Iceland. This island didn't exist 60 years ago. In 1963, a massive volcanic eruption under the sea birthed this piece of land in a cloud of steam and ash. And since the very moment the lava cooled, it has been forbidden territory. No tourists, no developers, no one. Only a handful of scientists are allowed to visit, and they have to follow strict rules to ensure they don't bring a single foreign seed or microbe with them. Why? Because Surtsey is a living laboratory. It is a blank slate. Scientists are watching how life begins on a brand new world without human interference. It is the only place on Earth that is certified pure. It is a world without us, and honestly, it's doing just fine. It's a beautiful, terrifying reminder that Earth doesn't need us to survive. We are just temporary guests. Number 1. The Danakil Depression, Ethiopia. Forget everything you think you know about geography. Forget the rules of biology. The Danakil Depression is the closest thing to hell you will ever find on this planet. This is a place where the Earth's crust is pulling apart, creating a landscape of neon yellow acid lakes, geysers spitting toxic gases, and salt plains that stretch forever under a 120-degree sun. The air here is thick with sulfur. It corrodes your lungs with every breath. The ground beneath your boots is a thin crust over a boiling sea of magma. It is a place of hypnotic, toxic beauty. Scientists come here to study the conditions of early Earth and even Mars, because if life can survive in the boiling acid of Danakil, it can survive anywhere in the universe. It is a place where life is officially impossible, yet the Earth still screams with color and heat. It is the most extreme, dangerous, and alien location on this planet. The world is much stranger, much older, and much more dangerous than the travel brochures would have you believe. We live on a thin crust of safety, surrounded by places that want to remind us how small we truly are. I didn't even have time to tell you about the lake in Africa that turns birds into stone statues, or the forest in Japan where the trees grow over secrets better left forgotten. But those are stories for another day. Which of these places terrified you the most? Would you dare to visit the burning gates of Darvaza? Or would you stay far away from the snakes of Quimada Grande? Let me know in the comments. I read every single one. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to fakTOP. The universe is full of mysteries, and I am here to make sure you never sleep quite as soundly again. Stay safe if you can. Hey.